Look at your hands for a second. Feel the weight of the device you're holding. It feels absolute, doesn't it? But what if I told you that you've never actually touched the real world? Across every century and every civilization, there's been this nagging, quiet suspicion that we aren't looking at the sky, but at a screen. 3,000 years ago, we called it Maya. Today, we call it the simulation. But here's the thing. It's not that the idea changed, it's that our metaphors finally got an upgrade. We didn't discover a new truth, we just found a sharper, more technical way to describe the glitch. Think about the sages of ancient India. They were effectively the world's first system architects. When they spoke of Maya, they weren't talking about a magic trick or a lie. They were describing a biological user interface. They realized the human mind doesn't have the bandwidth to process the raw, infinite data of the universe. It's too much. So the mind compresses it. It creates a simplified, stable version of reality so your brain doesn't crash. They used the famous metaphor of the rope and the snake. In the dark, you see a snake and your heart stops, but when you bring the light, it's just a rope. The fear was real, but the data was misinterpreted. You weren't seeing the world, you were seeing a survival-ready shortcut. As we moved from the forest to the laboratory, our language shifted. We stopped talking about veils of illusion and started talking about rendering. Think about how a modern video game works. To save processing power, the game doesn't render the entire map at once. It only loads the room the player is actually standing in. Now, look at quantum physics. It tells us that particles don't even choose a definitive state until an observer looks at them. Ancient thought called this creation through perception. Modern science calls it lazy loading. Different era, same code. Why are we so obsessed with simulation theory right now? Because code is our modern god. Computers are the most complex things we've ever built, so we assume the universe must be built like one. Maya was a metaphor for a world made of consciousness. The simulation is a metaphor for a world made of information. But whether you call it Maya or simulation, the conclusion is identical. Reality is modular. It has layers, it has rules, and most importantly, it has a hard limit on what you are allowed to see. We haven't actually moved an inch in 3,000 years. We've just swapped God for the architect and karma for algorithm. We used to look for the light of truth, and now we're just hunting for the source code. But the mystery remains. If the world is a simulation, who is the player? And if the world is Maya, who is the one waking up? The metaphors will always change, but the glitch stays the same. The mystery was never the world out there. The mystery was always the observer in here. So next time the world feels a little too solid, just remember, you're not looking at the base layer. You're just interacting with the interface. What's one thing in your life that feels too perfect to be a coincidence? Tell me in the comments, and let's see how deep this glitch goes.